I always admire people who are number one. It doesn't matter whether it's in sports and business or anything in life. To be number one at anything in the world, especially, is not easy. So I want to ask Galan, Ale, what does it mean to you to be number one in the world? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another show of Padel with Adel, powered by Gulf News. Thank you, Gulf News, again for having me. And today is a very, very special episode because we have with us the number one paddle tennis player in the world, Ale Galan, with us. So thank you, Ale, for joining us today. Ale, how does it feel arriving to the UAE? And, what is the main purpose of your visit to this country this time?
Bueno, que esté en esta ocasión aquí es para presentar la pala Master con la que voy a jugar este año. Está aquí, la Metal Bone Master. Este es el principal motivo y bueno, me siento bien de estar otra vez aquí en Emiratos Árabes y muy contento de hacer esta presentación de la pala exclusiva pues aquí en los Emiratos.
Well, basically, he's happy to be back in the UAE. It's always good for him to be back, and this time is very special for him because he's introducing to the world his new racket, the Metal Bone, which is the Master Edition.
This is a special edition which is made especially for Emirates Padel. What I understand from Fermin is there are only 60 in the world. Can you tell us a little more? What is so special about this racket?
Bueno, en este caso, que la edición de los torneos Master, ya que son unos torneos los más especiales del año, y al ser una pala, yo creo que incluso los colores y la presencia que tiene, y al ser una edición limitada, pues bueno, yo creo que lo hace bonito y atractivo el traerla hasta aquí y bueno, el hecho de que sea la edición especial que hemos elegido para sacarla, pues yo creo que es lo principal de esta pala.
He feels like basically everything on this racket is somehow matching with the UAE, like the colors and the fact that it's something unique and limited and special. So he feels it's the right place to do the reveal, okay? And it's also very special because he will be only playing with this one at the Masters, only at the Masters tournaments, yes, not every tournament.
This season is one of the most busiest seasons in the history of Padel. So many tournaments happening, back to back. So how does a player like Ale Galan, who's number one, who has to defend his title, how does he prepare for such a year and such a busy season?
Bueno, este año la verdad que es una temporada nueva en todos los sentidos y eso me llena de motivación. Son retos diferentes, retos que nos vamos a proponer. Hemos tenido que adaptar la pretemporada y obviamente iremos conviviendo y utilizando la misma competición para entrenar porque no vamos a tener prácticamente tiempo de pasar por Madrid en la academia y ajustarlo en lo que tengamos que mejorar para los siguientes torneos. Así que utilizaremos la misma competición para entrenar. La pretemporada ha sido dura y pensando en que este año va a ser el más completo que hemos tenido hasta el momento y bueno, la verdad que como te he dicho, con los objetivos al ser nuevos, pues con muchísima ilusión de afrontarlo.
As you said, he agreed with you, this is the busiest season, okay? And he said that basically the main changes they have to do is like they did a very, very strong pre-season. They were working harder this time because they knew how this year is going to be, like how tough it was. And he said that it's a bit difficult because he cannot train that often in Madrid in the academy as he used to do every year. But he said that now with so many tournaments and competitions, somehow they use these competitions as trainings as well. And he said that the fact that there are so many new tournaments and so many trips, for him is like a big motivation. Like he feels excited about it. He wants to go full.
I always admire people who are number one. It doesn't matter whether it's in sports and business or anything in life. To be number one at anything in the world especially is not easy. So I want to ask Galan, Ale, what does it mean to you to be number one in the world? Do you feel any pressure? Do you enjoy it? Do you feel more responsibility because, you're at such a high stage? Do you feel more security? What are your feelings?
Yo creo que lo más importante es no suele ser llegar, sino mantenerse. Entonces, trato de utilizar las mismas herramientas que he utilizado para llegar hasta aquí. Entonces, ha sido de la misma manera trabajar y afrontar cada partido como si fuese el último. Y yo creo que las ganas de competir lo que me hace mantener el número uno en este caso y no siento ninguna presión. Yo creo que cada año empezamos la temporada y hay que ver quién lo hace mejor durante el año. Entonces empezamos todos de cero y lo importante es ir sumando puntos, consiguiendo los mayores torneos y éxitos posibles para terminar en la posición que queremos y que hemos marcado los objetivos.
Being number one, it's very hard, but not the fact to reach the number one, also to stay as a number one. He said that's the hardest part. And he said that to keep himself focused, he is always keeping in mind the previous job that he has to do to become the number one in the world. So this is the main reason why he is still focused and he's still working very hard every day to be in that position in the ranking. And he said that it's not like more pressure. It's like he feels somehow there is always a challenge there. Like he can always lose that opportunity. So he worked very hard to stay in that position.
Who does he think is his most toughest opponents at the moment? Who do you think is going to be the biggest competition for him this year? Does he think it's Paquito and Dineno, Tapia Sanyo, or maybe somebody else? Who does he see as a big challenge, this year, this season?
Bueno, yo creo que el pádel en este momento está súper igualado, súper equilibrado. Todos los partidos son muy duros. Y si me haces esta pregunta hoy, en este caso la más difícil, porque hemos perdido hasta en 2 ocasiones este año, son Paquito y Dineno, que obviamente están luchando por todo también, por ganar todos los torneos. Nos han ganado en 2 finales, nosotros en una. Y esos pueden ser, pero realmente todas las rondas que estamos teniendo, los cuadros están siendo durísimos y los afrontamos todos igual. No hay unos oponentes a los que sintamos con más presión porque pueden ser mejores o que otros. Realmente nosotros tratamos de sacar nuestra mejor versión y ahí pensamos que somos muy competitivos.
Yes, you're right. Like because of the finals they were playing during this year, Paquito and Dineno can be one of the strongest team, like in terms of the last tournaments. But he said that today the World Padel Tour and all the competitions are very similar, the level of all the teams. And when he see the draw in the beginning, from the first match, they feel like it's strong, it's hard. So they take every match very serious. They go very focused. And they try to keep the best version they can show in the court against everyone. It's not like they have some team as strongest or something like that.
He's number one today, but I'm sure throughout his career, through his journey, there must have been many big things that happened. So can you tell us any one incident that happened that made a big positive, a difference towards his career? Was there any such moment or any such thing that helped him to becoming number one today?
Bueno, yo es verdad que tengo una creencia firme en lo que es el equipo y cuando mi entrenador Jorge Martínez creyó en mí y me dio la oportunidad de entrenar en la academia que estoy entrenando a día de hoy y siendo un jugador normal, creyó en mí en darme la beca para poder llegar donde estoy a día de hoy y me decía cada entrenamiento que entrenase para ganar no los partidos que tenía, sino para ganar a los número uno en ese momento. Realmente me caló y me sirvió para poder cambiar la mentalidad y realmente querer ser número uno y querer ganar al número uno, aunque en ese momento estuviese muy lejos de la tabla.
For him was very important when his coach, Jorge Martinez, gave him the chance to start training in the academy where he is training right now. And this was long ago when he was not the top player. But his coach told him from the first moment like he should fight for that. And he should prepare himself to beat not the teams who were in that moment on his same level. He have to prepare to play against the number one in that moment, who by then was very far for him. But he said like this mindset from his coach give him somehow the energy to take it that serious, and for him this is one of the really important motivational things that he go through to become today in the number one. Since long ago, he strongly believes that the teamwork is super important. Like it's something for him, like one of the most strongest values or whatever.
There are a lot of new people who are beginning paddle tennis, who want to be, who probably like Galan, maybe they're in the amateur or the pro level, but not the level like he is. So to become a professional like him, what is the most important? Is it the skill? Is it the fitness? Is it the mental strength? Or is it a combination of all three? If you want to become, a WPT player, what is the most important thing since he's made it?
Creo que no hay una fórmula secreta para que un jugador sea profesional, porque hay jugadores completamente diferentes que llegan a serlo, pero yo creo que tengas mayor o menor talento, lo que debe ser innegociable y para realmente considerarte profesional es que vivas por y para ello, que lo que dependa de ti, de cada jugador, que es el cuidarte, el entrenar duro y el vivir por y para el deporte, o por lo menos yo lo hago así. Creo que eso es innegociable y que todo que se considere profesional lo hace así. Luego hay jugadores con mayor o menor talento o habilidades, con mejor o peor físico porque les sea así su genética, que sean muy buenos mentalmente o que tengan más altibajos, pero lo importante, yo creo, para llegar es el punto que te he dicho.
It's very difficult to say like there is one way to become professional and this is only the way. There is not a secret. He said that he strongly believes that every single player will have different, how to say, like some players are very clever, some other players are very fit, but what is very important for him, and he strongly believes in that, is that it's impossible to reach that place without working very hard and without taking this job as your life. Like he said, he strongly believes you must breathe paddle, you must be thinking on paddle like all the time, go and sleep, thinking on the next training. You need to take care of yourself in terms of the food, in terms of training in the gym, and take it very serious. But he said that there is no limits, not because one person is not fit enough or not mentally strong enough, they cannot do it. If they work hard, it's possible.
According to him, which is the most deadly form of attack in paddle? Is it the Vibora? Is it the Bandega? Is it the smash? Is it the lob?
Bueno, yo creo que en mi caso, que es por quien te puedo hablar, he desarrollado la víbora y creo que se ha vuelto un golpe muy seguro dentro de mi repertorio de golpes y además con bastante agresividad. Pero es verdad que si me preguntas por el más agresivo y el más determinante suele ser el smash.
For him, in his case, he was working a lot in the víbora and he has this shot like as a very safe shot in his game. And it's at the same time one of the most aggressive shots he has. But in general, talking about paddle, definitely the smash is the strongest one.
Batata, just for the audience who don't play paddle tennis, can you explain to them what is because smash everybody knows. What is a Vibora? So at least the people who don't know paddle, maybe they can understand this.
The Vibora, you will say, is a mix in between the bandeja and the smash, okay? So basically with the bandeja, the main difference is that you are not trying to score. You are just trying to stay in the net, to keep the position. So you are not really searching for the point. But with the smash, you go 100% trying to get the point. I would say the Vibora is in between. It's not so defensive, okay? So you are trying to cause some damage there in your opponent, but it's not so risky as a smash.
How does he try and avoid injuries? What can people do to make sure that they don't get injuries while playing sports? This is something that is very important.
Bueno, yo creo que el trabajo preventivo es súper importante. en este caso también quería tener una temporada tan dura, pues lo primero es hacer un buen trabajo físico para fortalecer y no tener tanto riesgo de lesión. Luego un trabajo preventivo también que no es solo el fortalecer el músculo, sino el ayudar un poquito a tu cuerpo a recuperar y luego por último, en mi caso que soy profesional, pues voy periódicamente al fisioterapeuta para prevenir y estar en las mejores condiciones siempre para cada entrenamiento o competición.
He said it's super important the previous work before starting with the competitions or the trainings, the previous work they do in the gym to get the muscles in shape and ready to be ready when it's the time to play. And also it's super important for him to keep the recovery part daily. Like he's very often going to the physio and taking care of the proper stretching and take care before and after the match.
And this is my final question for you. We see that Qatar and UAE, both of them in the GCC are really, really promoting paddle so much. In the UAE, we had the Dubai Paddle Cup recently. In Qatar as well, there's a big tournaments which are happening where even the prize money is much more than what is generally offered in WPT. So I want to ask you, do you think that the GCC or like primarily Qatar and UAE, do you think that this is going to be the new hub or the next hub or a second hub for the future for the paddle tennis tournaments, at least the major tournaments that are happening in the world?
Bueno, yo creo que para el deporte profesional va a ser ya una parada segura, porque aquí el crecimiento está siendo rapidísimo, pero a mí me gustaría ver a jugadores de la región, y yo creo que también hay que trabajar el deporte base, las escuelas. Aquí estoy viendo el trabajo que está haciendo Emirates Padel también para ello, y bueno, yo creo que la idea es esa, para que en unos años de ese trabajo de la gente desde pequeñito pues pueda verse en el circuito profesional.
He says that definitely yes, the GCC is pushing. It's already on the map, as we said. It's like they came to stay, and he said it will be super important in the next years to start seeing some players from the region competing at the professional level. So he said it's super important the work like the one Emirates Padel ourselves we are doing here with the kids, to let them learn in the right way and take it the sport as a career, as something serious. And he strongly believes that in the future, when the players do the right job here, there will be many of them in the professional competitions.
On that note, I must say thank you so much, Ale Galan. Thank you so much, Batata, for giving this time to me, for the show, for Gulf News.
For all viewers, I just want to say I want to see you on the courts. I'm playing padel for sure.
Ale,
thank you to Adel, and also thank you to Gulf News to give us this time and space to promote this sport that we all love and we all play, and we strongly believe it's a huge community that make us all happy.